that last week we talked about Surah Shams, the first two ayahs. والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها. So now I want to bring it, in on this note, how Allah talks about, He goes up to the outer creation, and then His final arrival is into the soul. So He talks about the sun, He talks about the moon, He talks about the daylight, He talks about the nighttime, He talks about the beautiful, wondrous sky, and then He talks about the earth, and then He lands and He comes to the human soul. So we look at the outer creation, but it's aimed at coming into the human creation, the soul. So let's talk about that. Let me put this technology somewhere to work on that. Okay. So I want you to consider this. Let's go over the ayahs very quickly, just briefly. وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَاهَا, by the sun and her glorious morning. So we know, you always know for the rest of your life, the sun Allah made feminine because it gives birth to life on earth. وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا تَلَاهَا, and by the moon that we see in the sky as he follows her. The moon is masculine. It doesn't give light to the earth. So he has to follow in the journey towards night and day, night and day. Some of the translators say as she follows him, but that's not correct. The moon is a he. It's male, and it follows the sun. Okay, that's Revelation. To see whether the translators going to go according to his little bias or whether he's going to go to Allah's big, ultimate knowledge. So that's true. And then Allah says in the third ayat, وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا. Nahar is the daytime. So the daytime, when you see the daytime, all it is glorifying the sun. It's manifesting the sun's rays. And we said everything we see in the outer creation, we find within us. That's the wisdom of the Quran. No other book is like it. So what's the daytime that glorifies the sun? Our daytime activities. As we go about our day, that's our nahar. And what does that do? That manifests what's inside your mind, your sun, your conscious mind. So if you want to see what a man is thinking or a woman is thinking, follow their activities. And you see what's in that conscious mind of theirs. If that conscious mind is righteous, then as you see the activities, the nahar, it manifests and gives glory to that mind. I don't want to get ahead of you, but I hope y'all see this though. That's what Allah is saying. Then he says, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَاهَا, and by the night as it conceals everything. The night conceals it. You can't, the sun is gone. The night is there. And your nighttime conceals your activity that you did during the daytime. So your nighttime is giving everything rest. It's time to reflect. All the activities is over. It's coming to an end. It conceals the daytime, all right? Very, very important. And then he says, وَالسَّمَاءِ, and by the sky, وَطَاهَاهَا, وَبَنَاهَا, and her wonderful structure. Now, consider this now. By the sky and her structure. The sky is feminine too, by the way. Allah made that feminine. And her structure is like a building. So you look up at the sky and say, what building? Oh, I don't see no buildings. I don't see no structures up there. All I see is space. Right? That's what people have seen for thousands of years. But look at the wisdom. Allah says there's 7 levels of the sky. 7 levels. Now scientists have come just in this century and seen what Allah was really talking about. We have 7 levels of air in the sky. We have the troposphere, I write it down, the stratosphere, the megasphere, the thermosphere, the ionosphere, the exosphere, and the magnetosphere. 7 different spheres. So we live in the troposphere, goes up to a certain height, and then after that there's another sphere. which is called the stratosphere. Y'all probably heard about that, the stratosphere, right? There's 7 layers that nobody knew about. So how could Prophet Muhammad know about it? He didn't go to school for that. It was revelation. To teach people today didn't have to come from Allah. Because he's in the sands of desert. He couldn't have known that. But when Jibril gave him the revelation, he gave it right out to humanity. And today they say the Quran is correct. But hold it, let's not stop there. Let's go back again. He said there's 7 levels. When he went on the night journey, then he go to 7 levels and seen 7 prophets. This is talking about within us. He saw Adam. He saw Yusuf. He saw Idris. He saw Harun, Aaron. He saw Musa. He saw Ibrahim. All the 7, again, that's the 7 heavens that he went up on. So that's very, very wise. Allah is revealing things that today they say, well, you know what? That has to be the correct book, the final revelation, because it's showing us things that we had never known before. Okay? So I'm just making small comments about it. But now he says, وَنَفْسٍ وَسَوَّاهَا, and by the soul, in an order and proportion. Now this is our nafs. What does Allah say about the nafs? This is so important. The verb is sawiyah. He was proportion. He was equal. Everything about the soul is about proportion and balance and equality. Here's what the Arabic dictionary says. Sawiya is something that is straight, level, even, that it's on the same level. It's equal with everyone else. Sawiya means equal rights among the law. So when Allah creates the nafs, He is saying that every single nafs is equal. That there's no better nafs, there's no inferior nafs. If you're poor and you were born as a baby, you are just as equal as the rich baby. If you're black, white, whatever color you are, everything is equal. So everything that He talked about in the outer creation, now He comes by the inner creation and say, yo, human being, understand this for a fact. Don't you ever, ever place another human being over you, because I made you all equal. I don't care what the society say, because this is a godless society. They don't believe in Allah, so they'll always try to tell you, pit one against the other. Oh, Imam Zaki, he knows Fusha. Man, you know, he knows the Arabiya. He's better than me. What? Don't you ever say that. Well, this person is a plumber, he's an electrician. They know how to build buildings. I can hardly put a screw inside a light bulb. So that person is better. No, their skills are better. But as far as a human being, we're all the same. Let me tell you what I told the brothers in prison. They kept saying, man, it's like, hey, I don't want to listen to this one, man, 'cause everybody got greens on, you know, but when you tell us something, I said, wait a minute. Because you got greens on, you know, that's in prison. That's what they think a lot of time. I said, look what I have on. You see this shirt, how thin this shirt is? This is nothing fabrics and threads. Don't go by what we wear. Because if one day we're outside and we're trying to get into the prison and something happens to the locking mechanism, they can't let us in, we're going to freeze to death, but I'll freeze faster because I got thin. Your fabric is much thicker, and it is. So I said, what does that tell you? It's not about this. It's about your taqwa, how much you love Allah. Allah said again, He made the soul equal. But He says the most excellent of y'all in the eyesight of Allah is the one who has the most taqwa, the most God conscious. Not how much intelligent you are, but you should be intelligent. Not how strong you are, you should be strong. All of those go by the wayside when we talk about the real criterion. And what is that is? How much I love Allah, how humble I am, how I treat other people. No matter how brilliant in my brain is and I can become a brainiac, am I going to be humble and help people with the knowledge and the skills that Allah gave me? That's the determining factor that Allah loves. You understand? And that's something we should never forget. Don't let shaitan divide us. Lastly, Allah breathes in the understanding of what is sin and what is not sin. What is wrongdoing and what is not wrongdoing. Evil against what is bad and what is good. He breathes that into us, so that's our nature. We know what is evil and what is not evil. So that ayat in the Quran where he says, and by the soul and the proportion given to it as the inspiration of its right and its wrong, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. And he or she is successful. Zakah, who purifies the soul. That's it. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. And they go to ruin. They're on their way down. They're going to decline into hell because they corrupted the soul. That's it. That's all he says. So our thing is that if you want to be successful, if you want to be saved and have salvation, then you have to be willing to always purify that soul. Always. Stay away from the haram. Nah, brother, nah, sis, nah, we don't do that. I don't do that. Be strong on that. That's what Allah loves. He loves the strength of the taqwa. Nah, man, alcohol, no, we don't do that, man. But let me come and teach you about the dangers of alcohol. But no, all the haram things were revolutionary zeal against engaging in. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. My name is Zaki. Zakah means to purify. So you know, I'm trying to really live that. Zakah, purify it. Take the corruption out. Be clean as the light of day. Be transparent. I want to die just like I was born as a little baby. You see babies born, they're pure, they're innocent. Oh, they're so innocent and pure. Allah says, if you return to me in that state, then you made it. That journey you made from babyhood, coming through all these influences that shaitan is throwing at you, and you can come back. Allah said, don't die except in a state of Islam and purity. You can die from that state through all of the different corruptive influences, and then come out clean again as the death angel comes to you. Oh, you're a tough man. You're a beautiful woman. You made that race. Most people fail. Most people fail. They just give up. It's so hard. I got to get a drink. Ain't nobody gonna know about it. I got to go and just be with my boys and just do a little bit of robbing, a little breaking, something that's haram. I got to do it, you know. I got to get the stress off me. And the evil is going to get the stress off me. No, the evil is not going to get the stress off you. Yo, son, I'm stressing. So, no, you know what we got to do. Shaitan whispers that in the subconscious mind. But the true, strong believer says, you know what? When the qamar comes, the moon, and it's time to reflect, let me ask Allah for forgiveness to make this sajda quick. And I can go down this sajda and ask Allah for forgiveness and increase in taqwa and increase in faith. Shaitan, you're not getting me on this journey because I only got one life to live. And this life you're not going to get. I may not have gotten $1 million like I wanted to, but that's all right. I got the fame that I wanted to influence so many people, but that's all right. I did the best I could. That's your will. But one thing I won is that I got a wealth of taqwa and iman and sabra and love for Allah and strength to reject you and grab onto Allah. And the rest is everything that Allah said that I should have as a human being. So I made it throughout this long journey of life. That's the prize. That's what it really is. Anything else that comes after it, alhamdulillah. Allah says, get your share of the afterlife. Do everything you can. Love Allah and do what you're supposed to do. But don't forget your share of the dunya that I'm going to grant you. I'm going to grant you. If you make efforts to get the dunya, alhamdulillah. But Allah, in the day of judgment, I'm going to stop here. But I wanted to be a millionaire. Allah said, well, that wasn't for you. Because see, you didn't know, you wouldn't know how to handle it. You would have went crazy with all that money. You wouldn't have handled it, right? So I forbid you it. But Allah, but I want it. I know. You got what was proportioned to you according to the decree that I sent you when you was a little baby growing up. That's what I decreed. But one thing you did do, and because you accepted my will, is that you never left me as your Rab. I'm your Rab. You my Abd. I'm your guardian Lord. You my servant. And look what you did. So to make up for everything that you had wanted, that I forbid you on in that world, look at the Jannah that I got for you. And that's the makeup. That's going to be so beautiful. You're going to forget about the world and what you want in there. This is going to be 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 times better. And like I always say, it's going to blow your mind. That's not in Quran, that translation. But the Arabic gives that sort of sense that it's going to blow your mind because you kept faithful to a guardian Lord that you couldn't even see, but you believed in. So he's required then to give you the best of the best. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Nasta'inuhu, we ask Allah aid. When nastaghfiruhu, we ask His forgiveness. When nu'minu bi, and we definitely believe in Him. Again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. As you can see, there's a new configuration in the masjid. The brothers, instead of the chairs being over that side, we're going to have you facing us, because we had a few complaints from the sisters in the back that some of the brothers kept looking over at them and it made them feel uncomfortable. And that's something that really should be done, you know. Some sisters wanted a physical barrier, you know, so that even if you did look, you couldn't see them. No, we should not have that. And if this is going over YouTube, I want all the masters to know everywhere. You do not supposed to have a physical, what they call sutra, or a shield, or a barrier. No, you shouldn't have that. Why? Why? Because back in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he didn't have that. He told the men, the first look is for you and the second is against you. If you really fear Allah, if you look at a sister anywhere in the street, in the masjid, anywhere, the first look, okay, you forgive him for that. You got to see where you're going. But you can't take that second look now, man, and go, whoa, man. You can't do that. That's a sin. You understand? What Allah wants among us is that we want to be disciplined. So when the wise come in here and they see a physical barrier, you know, one thing they're going to say, man, look like the men don't even have no discipline. They don't have no self. They have to have a physical barrier to stop them from looking in the back. And no, we're stronger than that. Allah tells the believing men, lower your gaze. Isn't that what Allah says in the Quran? Lower your gaze. That's all. When you look at God, you have to have enough strength to say, no, I'm not here for that. I'm here to hear the message and the word, so I can be a better and stronger and more God-conscious human being. Not here to peek over at the sister. So I told her we're not going to do that. And I think a word to the wise is sufficient. One little word, and y'all will understand. Don't ever look back again. And when I'm on the floor, I have to do the same thing. We're not going to do that. It's not only talking about don't lower your gaze to women. It's talking about anything haram. The first look is for you, right? So whatever you look at that's haram, you got to see what it is. And then in your mind's eye, don't even consider it. Drop your gaze. drop your consideration. You know why? Because Shaitan loves for you to be able to look at things twice so that he can slip right in there. If you used to the alcohol, you know you used to drink, you know you used to drink. Come on. Maybe later on during the weekend, we can consider a little sip. Get some of that chill off. You get some of that stress off. Whispering. And it works in the subconscious mind. So Allah said, as you said the first time, no more. Don't even give them the access to come into the subconscious mind. You say, well, wait a minute, man. Prove to me that he dwells in the subconscious mind very easily. He already gave it to you in the movies. He's telling you where he resides. When you see the Dracula movie, as soon as the sun rises, he comes up out of the crypt. Remember we said the moon represents the subconscious, the quiet thoughts inside the mind of the human being. So he comes out in the darkness, and he comes and he bites the human being. Never the daytime. Because when the sun comes up, the conscious mind, he's got to get back in that crypt. Meaning that he operates in the night, the darkness of the mind of every human being. He operates in the dark. We're not aware. But when we start becoming, he's out of there. Because he never wants to get caught. And that's why he's able to trap so many people on the planet Earth. But once you understand what Allah tells you in this Quran, then you know that, when nighttime comes, I got to really be on the defensive. I got to be very, very careful. But follow what Allah said. That's the solution. First look is for you. Don't even try the second look at anything that's haram. That opens up towards him. Close them out and be successful. Be winners in this fight. That's what life is all about. Being winners. Knowing that Shaitan never gives up. So the Muslim never gives up. When I had my boys growing up in Brooklyn, when they was little, they used to like to read the newspaper. Now I know this is extreme. Please don't laugh at me, but I did this because my heart told me to do it. Whenever I see things like women in bikinis and naked pictures, I would cut it out and throw it in the garbage before I gave it to them. I said, okay, fellas, go ahead and read what you want. So when they read it, they see the pictures cut out. So who did this? Abu. And who did this? Abu. So I used to listen to them, right? And I said, yeah, I know it's extreme, but I'm trying to protect them from this world. When I would take them to the movies, we had innocent movies, but somehow they would have like the naked pictures of pornography come up. See, Shaitan is something. I said, fella, put your head down. And they put their head down. I said, Shaitan. And I said, don't pee. Just keep your head down. And then I'll wait until it's all, okay, you can put your heads back up again. And then when they come back again, put your heads down. If they was here, they would tell you right now, I did all of that. No, of course, when they get older, they're going to see all this. But you do it for them when they're young. So that then they can say, at least we remember Abu tried to stop us from seeing all the haram. He put us on the straight path of strength. And then that subconscious mind would always play back and say, yeah, we remember that when that's what we're looking at. Now, whether you do when you're older, that's up to you. But Allah never lets you forget that these are the things that you're not supposed to be looking at, inshallah. So we ask Allah to keep us strong inside His way. We ask Allah to protect us from all the haram deeds that the shaitan throws at us. We ask Allah, please, to be the one that guides us over to the Siratul Mustaqim. What is Siratul Mustaqim? Translated the straight path. No. It's the path that is straight and upright. See, it's upright path. There's two definitions. It has to be straight and it has to be upright. So when the brother said in prison, say, man, I'm out of here, man, I'm going straight. I said, hold it, come on back here. You going straight where? To the dope house again? To collect guns? Where you straight where? No. Complete that definition. I was always hold them. Say straight and upright path. Okay, I'm going to the straight and I'm going to be upright when I get out. So it's always a thing of teaching, refining definitions, because words make people. Whatever you hear, that's what forms and shapes you. Words. And Shaitan knows that. So when you give a person a word, and this Imam Wadi Muhammad, the beautiful man that he is, he said, always be careful of words. So when the Shaitan gives you a word, you say, oh, that sounds good, but it's not complete. You have to complete it so that Allah's beautiful definitions in the Quran emanate from you. Not his definition, but Allah's definitions. When we start class again pretty soon, maybe next month, we're going to go into a lot of things that I'd like to show you, really, that is going to be very beneficial to you. The words that we see, the words that we hear, the translation that they give us in the Quran, why we're not making as much progress as we should because of the translation. All of that is very, very important, and I'd like to share that with you, inshallah. I'd like us to make a dua because we're finding out that there's a big, big drought in East Africa. You may have been hearing about it. Over 15 million brothers and sisters on the point of starvation because of climate change and other contributing factors. I mean, it's going to be devastating, devastating. And I know they're bringing wheat from the Ukraine over to Africa, but then Russia be so satanic, they bomb the ports so that many of the ships can't even get out. But the grain and the wheat and the barley that does come, inshallah, we ask that Allah make sure that it gets there. But on top of that, and I want to let you know, we got to make dua for them. They got us ongoing civil war. And with the civil war, they block the shipments from coming to the poor brothers and sisters and the babies and the elderly so that they don't even get it. You see, because of misguidance, that because I'm not of your tribe or you're not of my tribe, and now you want to kill and this conflict with each other, is terrible. So we ask Allah, please, to make a way for them that they get all that they need and to tamp down all that violence and conflict of civil war that's over in that country. Then there's another Saudi Arabian woman, I'm going to say this real quick. She's getting 34 years because she's speaking against the Saudi Arabian government because they're not upholding human rights. She just got 34 years. And that's to stop others from trying to fight for their rights also as well. So we ask Allah that He also help her. We ask Allah that He tamps down all this violence here in America, all these mass shootings. We ask Allah to just intervene so we can have a very good, peaceful life. We have to go through, because these are the last days, but we should never stop asking Allah's intercession, because Allah surely hears prayers. And last, we ask for yourself. For ourselves, we want to be more successful. You know, we're not suffering what they're doing over there, alhamdulillah, but we may have problems also as well. Never stop seeking the mercy of Allah, because He said the mercy of Allah is surely near. He just wants us to call on Him. And He said He will answer. رَبَّنَا آتِنِي فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Oh Allah, please give us good, all good in this world, and give us good in the following world, and save us from the punishment of the sins of the fire of hell. Ameen. Qad qamatis salat.